morning, students. I hope you all had a great weekend. How are you today? Are we good? Yay, I'm glad. All right, so we're going to be talking about some classroom objects today. I'm going to go ahead and introduce them to you guys. We're going to look at some note cards, and we're going to start talking about what these objects are in front of you. I think most of you know, but let's talk about what they are in English today, shall we? All right. First word we've got is bear. Can anyone show me which one the bear is? Anybody? Yeah. This little fuzzy guy under the table, this is the bear, right? So let's give him a flashcard. All right. Pen. This is our pen, right? Everybody pay attention because we're going to quiz you on these later. Pencil, right? This is a pencil, but these colorful ones that you guys draw with all the time, these are also pencils, all right? So pencil, everybody repeat, pencil. All right, book. Can everyone repeat book? Good. All right. This is a book, right? But you guys also have textbooks that you're here reading with today. We'll look at those later. Notebook, right? Whenever I ask you to write in something, we take out our notebooks. Okay? So this is our notebook for today. Notebook. Paper, right? Whenever I ask you guys to write on something, you write on paper. And we can find that inside our notebook, right? So, paper. Table, right? You guys are sitting at a table, and this is a table. It's a metal one, but it's a table. Backpack, right? When you guys come to school, you put all your school supplies in your backpack, all right? So repeat after me, backpack. Good. Chair, right? When we want to sit down, we sit in our chair. Very good. And ball. I know a lot of you guys go and play with balls all the time, right? Because they're fun. Ball. Very good. Okie dokie. So today we're gonna play a little bit. We're gonna talk some more about these objects, and we're gonna look at some different things. But first of all, I want to talk about this book for a second, right? Now when I take this book, I can put it on the table, or I can pick it up and I can put it under the table. All right? So can all of you guys take out your textbook? I want you to take your textbook, put it under the table. Can you guys repeat after me? Ready? Book goes under the table. Very good. All right. So let's talk about some of these objects. Where are these objects located, guys? Okay? The notebook is where? Is it on the table or under the table? That's right, it's on the table. Very good, very good. And what about the backpack? Where's the backpack, guys? Yeah, the backpack's under the table, right? You guys remember this one? Backpack. All right, so let's try doing this in a complete sentence. Where's the pen located, guys? Is the pen located on top of the table or under the table? That's right, the pen is on the table. Very good, guys. And let's do one last one. The bear is where? That's right, guys, bear is under the table. All right? So what I'm going to have you guys do in a quick second is I'm going to have you guys get together in pairs, and we're going to talk about these different objects. I'm going to give you guys some items, and you can take turns putting them on top of and under the table, and then I want you guys to tell each other where the bear or whatever item you have is. All right? Begin. Hi, so the next thing I want to demonstrate in the classroom is both the understanding of each of the vocab words we've demonstrated today, as well as the ability to identify the keywords on and under that we've been working on. Obviously, I do not have a classroom, so when I'm doing demonstrative work, I have to do it myself. But I'd still like to demonstrate the classroom activity I would want to do next that I think is one of the best ways to demonstrate this capacity. So what I would do is give each of the kids a note card, excluding the note cards for chair, table, and computer, simply because I don't want the kids moving the chairs, the table, or the computer. After that, I would have each of the kids take a note card, notebook, book, paper, pen, pencil, backpack, bear, ball. Each of the kids, duplicates would be printed to make sure there's a card for every kid. So I would go to the first kid in the classroom. For now, let's say this is Billy. Billy has the notebook card. So I would say, Billy, can you go up to the table and put the notebook under the table? After which, I would wait to see if Billy could both identify the notebook as well as be able to put it underneath the table. So in this case, I would expect Billy to take the notebook and put it under the table. Now let's say I've got Betty who's next in line. All right, I would ask Betty to say, Betty, can you go put the bear under the table? All right, Betty would go up and say, here's the bear, it's already under the table. So Betty would go back. Demonstrating, of course, over time, some of them would be able to identify some of the objects and some of them wouldn't. And then we could identify which objects they're having the most trouble with and run them again. We could run flashcards again. So the key idea is, of course, to get the kids both actively and kinetically involved and moving, as well as to get everything moving around and make sure they can identify each of these key items. Alright, so the last exercise I wanted to do today is actually another interactive exercise where we talk about making sure that the kids know each and every one of these items. But this one gets a little bit more competitive. So I want to have two kids team up, split the classroom in half, and actually make a point system on the board so that the kids can see whether or not one of them won. So half of the kids versus the other half of the kids. So the first two in line, I would call up and say, can you find the backpack? And the two kids, whichever one touches the backpack first, wins and gets a point for their team. Alright? So, for example, this one could obviously get a little craziness. Computer. The first two kids are going to jump up, run up, and touch the computer. I'm going to ask them not to grab, we're going to touch. But, for example, let's say Judy, who's over here, runs up, touches the computer first. They get a point. Alright? So this is an exercise I would expect to go on for another 5 to 10 minutes. I think it would take a lot of space, but I also think it's great at making sure the kids understand each of the vocabulary terms and can identify these terms for the future, as well as being able to see them. I think the flashcards are important for the visual. So, in closing, I want to just say thank you and goodbye, kids. I hope you have a great afternoon.